I thought I was the only one he cared about, until one day, I saw something I wish I never did. My name is Alina. I'm 25 years old, and I never thought I would become someone who waits for a message that may never come. But that's exactly what I became, slowly, without even realizing it, because when Arav entered my life, everything felt simple at first, almost too normal to question. We met through a random conversation online, nothing special, just a reply to a story, something that could have ended in minutes. But it didn't. It stayed. It grew. And before I knew it, he became a part of my everyday life. Not loudly, not suddenly, but quietly, like something that slowly fills the empty spaces in your day. We started talking every night, not just small talk, but real conversations, the kind where you forget about time, the kind where hours pass and it still doesn't feel enough. He listened to me in a way no one ever had. He remembered things I didn't even think were important, like how I get quiet when I'm upset, or how I overthink simple things. And that made me feel seen, truly seen. And that feeling is dangerous, because once you feel it, you don't want to lose it. He used to say, "You're easy to talk to." And I used to smile at those words more than I should have, because deep down, I was already getting attached, even though I told myself I wasn't, even though I tried to stay normal. But feelings don't ask for permission. They just grow, and mine did, slowly, deeply, silently. And then one night he said something that stayed with me, something simple but powerful. He said, "I don't usually open up to people, but with you, it feels different." And in that moment, something inside me changed. I started believing that maybe I was not just another person to him. Maybe I was special. Maybe this was leading somewhere. And that maybe became my biggest mistake, because I started building something in my mind without even realizing it. I started imagining a future, not too big, not too unrealistic, just something simple, like meeting him someday, like hearing his voice not through a phone but in real life, like turning those late-night conversations into something real. And the more we talked, the more it felt possible. He would check on me, ask if I had eaten, tell me to sleep early. Small things, but they mattered. They made it feel real. They made it feel like care, like something more than just conversation. And I held on to that feeling tightly, like it was something rare, something I couldn't lose. But there was something I ignored, something small but important. He never let me into his real world. I knew about his thoughts, his opinions, his feelings, but I didn't know about his life. Not really. Whenever I asked about his day in detail, he would answer briefly. Whenever I tried to know more, he would gently change the topic. And I noticed it, of course I did. But I ignored it, because I didn't want to lose what we had. I didn't want to ask questions that could break the illusion I was living in, so I stayed quiet. I accepted the version of him that he showed me, and I told myself it was enough. And for a while, it felt like it was. But then things started to change. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, like a pattern I couldn't fully understand. His messages became less frequent. His replies became shorter. The long conversations turned into simple check-ins, and the nights that once felt full of connection started feeling empty. At first, I told myself he was busy, that it was normal, that I was overthinking. But deep inside, I knew something was different. Something was slipping away, and no matter how much I tried to ignore it, the feeling stayed. And then came the silence, the kind of silence that doesn't just sit quietly, but grows louder with every passing moment, hours without a reply, then a whole day. And when he came back, it was always the same. "Sorry, I was busy." And I accepted it, every time, because I didn't want to lose him, because I still believed in the version of him I had created in my mind. But the truth is, silence always says more than words, and I just wasn't ready to hear it yet. Until one evening, everything changed. I was scrolling through social media, not expecting anything, just passing time, and then I saw something that made my heart stop. It was a simple post, nothing dramatic, nothing obvious, but it was enough. It was him, Arav, standing next to a girl, close, comfortable, natural, the kind of closeness you don't question, the the kind that tells a story without words, and I felt something break inside me. Not loudly, not suddenly, but slowly, deeply, like a quiet realization that you can't ignore anymore. I stared at that picture for a long time, hoping I was misunderstanding it, hoping there was another explanation, something that would make it okay. But then I read the caption. Some moments feel like home. That's when everything became clear. I wasn't his home. I wasn't even a part of that world. I was just someone he talked to, someone who filled the gaps in his time, someone who existed in the background while his real life was somewhere else. And that realization hurt more than anything else, because it made me question everything, every message, every word, every moment I thought was real. And for the first time, I didn't want to believe anymore. I wanted the truth, no matter how painful it was. So I did something I had been avoiding for months. I asked him directly, "Who is she?" And for a long moment, there was no reply, just silence, the same silence I had been ignoring for so long. And then finally he responded, "It's not what you think." And those words felt heavier than anything else, because they didn't deny anything. They just avoided it. And in that moment, I understood everything I had been trying not to see. I understood that I was never the priority. I was never the truth. I was just an option, a comfort, a temporary presence in his life. And the hardest part was not losing him. It was realizing that I never really had him to begin with, that everything I felt was real, but everything I believed was not. And that night, I made a decision. Not out of anger, not out of pain, but out of clarity. I said, "I think I finally understand." And I didn't wait for his reply because I didn't need it anymore. I closed the chat, I put my phone aside, and for the first time in a long time, I felt something different. Not happiness, not relief, but truth. And sometimes truth hurts, but it also frees you. Days passed, and slowly I started letting go. Not of the memories, but of the illusion. I stopped waiting. I stopped checking my phone every few minutes. I stopped hoping for something that was never truly mine. And one day I realized something important. Love should not feel hidden. It should not feel incomplete. It should not leave you questioning your place in someone's life. And if it does, then it's not love, it's something else, something that you deserve to walk away from. And if you are listening to this and you feel like you are someone's almost, someone's maybe, someone's secret, remember this. You deserve to be someone's choice, not their option. You deserve a love that is clear, honest, and real, not confusing, hidden, and uncertain. And sometimes, the moment you understand everything is the moment you finally start choosing yourself. And that is exactly what I did.